for our working class members that have been out there moving the wheels since the pandemic. We would like to thank you all for all of your efforts in getting this bill passed. Our President, Keith Hill from 241, our President Eric Dixon, Local 308. Governor Pritzker, we are so glad to have you, and we're so glad that you stayed committed to the cause in helping unions and the working class in Illinois. Thank you for protecting us and covering us throughout this pandemic. We welcome you here to our building. We moved Chicago. Thank you. And now I'm going to present to you our governor, our best governor, Governor J.B. Pritzker.
Thank you so much. Well, Deborah Lane, Deb, thank you very much for your very kind introduction, for your leadership at ATU, your leadership of the Joint Conference Board, and for everything that you do to connect workers who connect our whole state. So I want to also say Leader Marcus Evans and Leader Bill Cunningham, what a great day it is for each of us when we can join together to do right by our working families. And I also want to welcome Representative Fran Hurley and Representative Lakeisha Collins. Let's see, I want to make sure I haven't forgotten anybody. Justin Slaughter, Representative Justin Slaughter, thank you very much. Another great leader in Springfield on your behalf. And of course, the leaders of this battle, fighting the good fight on behalf of our residents and helping us get big things done, Keith Hill, Eric Dixon, Mark Weems, who together represent thousands of our train operators, our mechanics, our bus drivers, our transit workers right here in Chicago. The legislation that I get to sign today is a product of collaboration by the Chicago Transit Authority, ATU Local 308, ATU Local 241, and the Illinois AFL-CIO. And it's a testament to the necessity of labor unions in keeping Illinois a proud protector of working families. This is progress made possible because this promise is properly funded. It's proof with patience, determination, and commitment. Illinois is a state where commitments to our retirees can be responsibly fulfilled. And ultimately, that's what good fiscal management is about, helping Illinois workers take home every hard-earned dollar possible while protecting their full benefits and health care that they earned and will be able to get upon retirement. In partnership with the General Assembly, and that's very important for me to emphasize, this has been a partnership with the General Assembly, so many of the advancements on behalf of working families. But this one is yet another step that we're taking to build back our state after years of neglecting our workers. I've been very proud to put Springfield back on the side of working families and of your members throughout the state. In my first year, we passed a massive capital bill that's already put tens of thousands of people to work. We've preserved hundreds of thousands of jobs with that capital bill. We required that all Illinois workers would at least be able to make a living wage, $15 an hour. We reached a fair agreement that saved the taxpayers money while raising wages for state workers. We worked with the labor movement to put PLAs in place, and I appointed leadership at the Department of Labor that actually cares about labor. The pandemic brought an economic crisis that no one could have predicted, but we're building back better, prioritizing good wages and job creation, quality public schools, child care, mental health care, quality health care, substance use treatment, anti-poverty programs, and affordable housing. We're building a stronger state for our families, and that builds a stronger state for everyone in our state. Our vision for recovery is made possible in part by a strong labor movement that keeps the wheels turning on the bus, on the train, across every sector, and in every industry. So I want to express my deep gratitude to your members at ATU, the men and women of organized labor, for keeping Chicago and Illinois and the nation strong. So thank you, and with that, I'll proudly turn this podium over to this bill's chief House sponsor and one of our kindest elected officials, and my friend, Leader Marcus Evans.
This bill revealed things that we know, but this bill has also revealed things that we didn't know. We know that the workers of the Amalgamated Transit Union work in the hot weather, sleet, snow, they work in below zero, they work in all type of conditions. But what we didn't know was that they worked through the pandemic as well, and that's what these workers did. They worked in the environment every single day, moving the city of Chicago, during probably the worst period in the history of the world during this COVID pandemic. And they did it with pride, and they did it with joy, and they did it throughout all of the various challenges. So thank you to the workers at home, if you're listening, or here, give them a round of applause for what they did during this pandemic. And the question is, what will we do? So down in Springfield, we look for an opportunity, partnering with the leadership of ATU, partnering with my friend Deborah Lane, saying what can we do for the workers to ensure their compensation, to ensure the strength of the funds of their health care, and to make sure that we're, at the very least, sending a message that ATU workers, you're on the front lines, we care about you. So we did something in this bill, and I partnered with my great friend, Senator Cunningham, which will be coming up next, to say we're going to use this legislative process to send a message to those workers that we see every day on those buses, on that Stony Island bus, on that red line, that we care about you, and we want to make sure that you know that we care about you. And also thank you, Governor Pritzker, because I lived through that other guy. And when we send a bill to the governor's desk, it's just such a joy to know that the workers and the unions will be appreciated and valued through the pen, through that right hand. And we don't want you to get carpal tunnel, so make sure you stretch that hand out, because you're signing a lot of bills. But we know that the governor's going to appreciate and value the workers of the state of Illinois. So thank you, Governor Pritzker. And next up, of course, it passed through the House, and you got to have partnership in the Senate. And we have that in our legislature. So bring up my good friend, Senator Cunningham, Leader Cunningham, to help usher and value the workers of labor, particularly our frontline ATU workers. Thank you for your work.
Thank you, Marcus. And Representative Evans really got this right. This is really about a partnership. And I think it's somewhat regrettable that this bill didn't get more attention during the spring session, because it's really unique. There's a lot of talk about what we need to do around pension reform, around making sure the retirement of our workers is secure. And this bill did that through a partnership between the union and the CTU. They came together, they looked at the costs. The union agreed over the last several years to increase their contribution to their health plan. That made the plan solvent. We will now have a law in place that will ensure that the contribution goes up and down depending on the solvency of their health plan. That's a real breakthrough, and it's really important, and will make sure that our transit workers get the benefits, the health benefits, and the pension benefits that they are entitled to, particularly now. There's been a lot of talk about the pandemic. Our transit workers literally put their lives on the line during this pandemic to make sure the wheels kept turning. Now I think we've helped repay that debt by ensuring they're going to have retirement security and a health plan after their days on the job are over. So I want to thank the union, the CTA, Representative Evans, and of course Governor Pritzker for signing the bill today. And next I want to bring up the leader of Local 308, Eric Dixon. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a great day for Local 308, Local 241, and the CTA. The governor of the state of Illinois will be signing into law the Bill 1428 that will reduce the RHCT, which is the Retiree Health Care Trust, down from 3% to 1%. That would allow 2% back into our members' households, which was a huge for our low-wage paying members. This could not have happened without the great work of a few people. Our lobbyist, Calvin Tillery, who has worked extremely hard to make this happen. President Keith Hill of Local 241. My first vice president, Mark Weems. Second vice president, Penny McCoach. And our House counsel, which is Anita Tanai. 14 years ago, our former president, which was Rick Harris, with others signed on to save our health care that at that time sat at about 34% in 2007. Right now, it's funded around 148 to 150%, thanks to the great work of our members as well as our trustees. Deborah Lane, my recording secretary treasurer who goes above and beyond and never ceases to amaze, thank you for putting us in a room with the individuals that made this happen. I would also like to thank Speaker Welch, Pro Tem Senate Counsel Cunningham, along with the governor as well as Representative Marcus Evans. I say thank you from the bottom of my heart. We truly appreciate you. We couldn't have done it without you. And next up, I would like to introduce my partner in crime, President Keith Hill, Local 241.
I would like to start off by thanking everyone, my Leader Marcus Evans, my Senator Cunningham, and the Governor. I really want to thank you for fighting our cause, being all you guys, the Senate, the House, the Governor, for chairing this fight. For me, this is twofold. I was one of the lobbyists that went down there to lobby to save our pension, and at the time that we started, it was 34%. When the time that we finished the bill, it was 12%. So our pension was due to go upside down. And it just goes to show you, with good leadership, good direction, and strong course, staying the course, the health care is now at 148% funded. That's well overfunded because we did the right measures, did the right moves. But this would not have happened had we not had the proper structure and guidance and correction with a collective effort from Springfield and the amalgamated leaders of the past, present, all work together to keep this afloat. Governor Pritzker, I really want to say thank you to you for being the leader of this state. My senator, all the representatives, I really want to say thank you. Labor right now throughout the United States is taking a beating. But everybody seems to forget that labor is the middle class. We're the economic engine of the country. This 2% might sound small, but it's very big. This is my team, Toy Bowers, my financial coordinating secretary, my first vice president, Woodrow Island. One of our campaign commitments was to help our members see more of their check. For the hard work that they do, they take home some between 54 and 43% of their paycheck. Some are barely making it. This 2% is a great start of them seeing some of their hard-earned earnings, as well as protecting their future for when they retire. So from the behalf of the 7,000 Local 241 members, Governor Pritzker, my Senator Cunningham, Speaker Leader, my Representative Fran Hurley, and all the people that played a role in the city and the House, from Local 241, 7,000 members, we humbly say thank you. I now would like to introduce Mark Weems from Local 308.
It's not easy getting bills passed and getting things done in the past, but the Senate and the House have come together and showed up and showed out for ATU in Chicago, and we are great in gratitude to you all for that. Governor, we really appreciate you give us time when we just need it, even if it's on a Zoom, and your leadership through this pandemic has been instrumental. I want to say thank you guys for that, because you all didn't have to, but you did. You did the right thing. I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to our pensioners, who actually the ones who started this. They got us up to where we are in this point in history, and I'm thankful to our pensioners. I've sat on the board of trustees for this plan for 7 years, and all those individuals on that board of trustees have made prudent, smart decisions that were tough. Sometimes people didn't understand it. Sometimes people weren't happy. But what we did was do what was right for the future of this plan. I want to say thank you, led by the leadership on that plan, Tom McComb from the CTA, Joe Burke. We appreciate the trustees because they did what was right to make sure we're in a situation today where we can send a bill downstate that shows we're being financially responsible, and in the future, we'll continue to do that as well. I want to close by saying I thank all ATU 308 and 241 workers that moved Chicago, that's gotten us through this pandemic, that endured so much. We will continue to work to make sure that we're doing everything in a prudent fashion to put money back in your pocket and make sure that you have a living wage so you can take care of your family. We come from middle class. My dad retired from the Chicago Transit Authority. My mom's a school teacher. I have labor in my blood. We're going to continue to do what's right to make sure you guys have what you need because you deserve it. Right now, I'm going to ask our fine governor to come up here and sign this historic bill. This is historical in ATU in Chicago. Thank you, Governor.
Thanks, Mark. Okay.
Tell Eric, Kate, Eric.
Happy to take any questions from members of the media, if there are any. Okay. Easy end of our Friday, right? Oh, thank you.